Welcome to the Blitz. I'm Pat Moroney.
And I'm John Benson, and it is the first weekend of September games, and I know we got some good ones. I'm excited to jump into it, Pat.
We did. Just another Friday night in South Georgia. We start tonight with a couple of teams who got a W last week in their opening games. Lee County and Albany squared off tonight at U Mills. Early on, Felton Williams looks on. He needs a victory versus a very tough Lee County team. It would be difficult. Early on, Stephen Collier, he rushes up the middle for a touchdown. Lee County had a big first half. They were up 28-6 at half. Second half, Albany tries to make something happen. Pass to Jawan Young on third down for a big first down, and then they hand it to Jonathan Jefferson. He makes a play. Look at him. He is a man on this play. Breaking, shedding tacklers, gets inside the 15-yard line. The cheerleaders are excited. And then a touchdown pass from the quarterback, Malik Mathis, to a Darius Mingo, cuts the lead to 28-12. They would actually go for two, try to cut it to 28-14, but they would be stuffed. Lee County's defense, with a few exceptions, was pretty good tonight. And then Collier with a screen pass to J.Q. Quimbley. He makes a couple moves, tries to break it. Albany eventually corrals him. And then the handoff to Jamal Gardner. And a big hit by Albany, but it would not be enough. Lee County would roll in this one 42-12. Now over to a clash of the classes. AA Cook traveled to 4A Crisp County. Cougars looking for revenge at home after last year's blowout. 4th and 4 near midfield, handoff to Jalen Bennett, who muscles to a first down, and then a little reverse to Trey Jackson. He makes a few moves and almost takes it to the house. Tacklers diving all over the place, almost gets into the end zone, but is eventually brought down short of the end zone. Then they punch it into the big man, Spencer Joyner, 7-0 Cook. The Crisp County mascot, he's upset. He is not happy. And then the quarterback keeper, Whit Campbell for Crisp County, trying to make something happen, fools everyone, including our cameraman, for a first down. Cook would get it back, though, trying to score again. Botched snap. Cook avoids the disaster here, and that game is tied 14-14 in the fourth quarter.
All right, moving over to some more football action. The Reggie Mitchell error at Americus Sumter started last Friday with a crushing blow, and it took 2 overtimes for Kendrick Hyde to kick off the Panthers. This week, they'll try again at home with Dooley County coming to town. And the field's actually looking a little rough on the field today, but number 2, the senior, would actually get stuffed right there, Michael Russell's. And then shortly after, for the big fought run, number 5, that's actually Michael Russell's right there for the big fought run for the first down to continue the drive for the Panthers. And then this touchdown right here from the senior. It looks a little there, but he squirms his way almost like a little Ray Rice for the first touchdown for the Panthers, 7-0. And then the defense, how impressive is this right here? On number 25, they're run the Wildcat, and then again the defense showing them their athletic ability, stopping number 17 out of the shotgun. Merrill there, he gets the sack by David Tyson. And then once again, Merrill trying to make something happen on the series. It looks like a good run, but then coughs up the fumble right there to Sumter ball, and it actually goes the other way. It looked a little crazy with all the athletes there just running around. But eventually the ball would get turned around, and that would lead to a 10-0 field goal later in that series. And going into the half, the Panthers would be up 10-0. And Americus looks like rolled with that one, 42 over Dooley. And then Thomas County Central making their way onto the field just a few seconds into it. And the first quarter 0-0, 2nd and 7, Americus for the 49-yard line with a huge pass. And then moving over, then there he is, number 22, the running back, would actually put it in the score for Thomas County Central, putting up the score 7-0. And then with the keeper here, number 15, would hold on to the ball for the first down and keep the drive going for the team there. Actually, it looks like he's down on the ground there. Got a little hurt on that last play. And then Adam Choice, the big man, look at this, making moves. It's ridiculous how good this kid is. He is the Clemson-bound quarterback. Actually, he probably won't end up playing quarterback in the next level, but he could do that as well, playing running back there. And then finally, Adam Choice once again making the same play, and then Thomas County Central would end up winning this game 28-21 over Marist High School for your final. And your team of the week goes to Tift County and the Blue Devils for an outstanding performance on the field against Westover last week, and head coach John Reed leading the way for the Blue Devils, beating the Patriots 19-3 in a Friday night showdown, and the Blue Devils defense not giving up a single touchdown the whole game, which is impressive enough. And we would like to say congratulations for the Tift County High School and the Blue Devils for being our team of the week. And when we return, we go live with Fox 31's Matt Pritchard for your game of the week and tell you our player of the week. All this and more next on the Blitz.
Welcome back to the Blitz. For Irwin County, 13 years is a long time. That's how long it's been since they beat their rival just a few miles up the road, the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricanes. They had a chance to end all the frustration tonight when Fitzgerald came to Ocilla for our game of the week. Wild crowd tonight in Ocilla. They were riled up for this rivalry game. Again, Fitzgerald kind of put a whooping on them last year. Early on, Fitzgerald recovers a fumble right at the beginning of the game, gets him in great field position with 6:42 left in the first quarter, and then quarterback Romarius Garden hands off to Antonio Wilcox for Fitzgerald to give them an early 7-0 lead. And then Kyle Posey hands off to Antoine Merritt for the score. That ties the game at 7, showing off the wheels there. And then in the second quarter, Fitzgerald loses the ball, and it's recovered by Irwin County. Ball security was an issue for Fitzgerald as the night went on, with 3 fumbles in the first half. And then in the second, handoff to James Curtis. He battles his way down for a first down, trying to get in that end zone. And then another handoff for Irwin County to Antoine Merritt. He breaks a couple tackles and gets into the end zone. Gives Irwin County a 13-7 lead after the missed PAT, and then another fumble. The running back makes a move for Irwin County and gets all the way down for 15 yards, flag on the late hit, and then James Curtis gets the ball right back and runs it in to make it 20-7 Irwin County in the first half. Heading into the locker room is 20-7. This game, believe it or not, guys, would end in a tie, 20-20. So the streak kind of continues. We will actually head out to Matt Pritchard right now. He is out at Irwin County. He's going to talk about the tie game for us. Matt?
Yeah, Pat, let's break down that exact thing you just talked about, that it was a 20-20 tie. There was a lot of confusion out here from a lot of fans. Exactly why was it a 20-20 tie? Well, this is a non-region matchup, and the coaches of Irwin County were thinking ahead. They were thinking for playoff pushes later on in the season, that if they were to play OT, they'd actually only make it out of here with about 1 point. But as it stood at the tie, they would take 5 points into that playoff push that they're going to look to make later on this year. So that's why we didn't play OT. It was a little bit of a disappointment because this was one heck of a game. Obviously a great rivalry, as always, between Irwin County and Fitzgerald. And tonight it was all Irwin County in the first half. You thought they had it locked, sealed, and in the can. It was 20-7. But the second half, not so much. Fitzgerald showing off why they've beat Irwin County 13 straight years, coming all the way back with a huge interception at the end of the fourth quarter to get that 20-20 score. They also missed that PAT. So had they hit that, it would have been 14 in a row for them, but they'll have to settle for 13. A couple key players that we wanted to mention out of Irwin County, number 10, James Curtis, and number 7, Antoine Merritt. Now, both of them had spectacular evenings with a couple rushing touchdowns each. It really was quite a special night out here. I know the fans enjoyed it. The players had a blast. They were pumped up. And I enjoyed it too. This was a terrific game to be at for our game of the week. Let's send it back to you with more highlights on the Blitz.
Thanks, Matt. And it is unusual to see a tie in Southwest Georgia football 2020. However, moving forward, checking out how our team of the week did tonight as we head over to Tift County and they face off against Houston County. At Brody Field, Houston has control of the start of the first half here, but it didn't take long for Tift County to rebound starting out with the game. First quarter, your Tift County Blue Devils, or Houston quarterback, I'm sorry, number 14, Tyler Boyett, carries the ball to the Tift County 40-yard line and is tackled hard for a first down. Hard fought run right there. Next play, Houston County, number 14, once again on the goal line, and with the pass, touchdown. Nice touchdown play to Chris Lewis in the end zone to put the first points up on the board. Tift County wide receiver number 2, Henry, received the ball on the 20-yard line for the long touchdown run here for the Blue Devils, putting up their first points of the game. The score tied in the first quarter, 6 apiece. Next play on the punt return. Blue Devils number 2, Henry, once again, he is just having an outstanding night. 35-yard drive, run with the ball to 56 yards in the end zone, bringing the Blue Devils up another 6 points. And then once again, the Blue Devils defense showing them how good they are. And this is why they were the team of the week last week and how well they performed last week with their victory 19-13. And then with the sack, and Tift County would actually win big, 47-13 over Houston County. Moving over to our player of the week goes to Brooke County's number 12 quarterback, Malcolm Parrish. Last week on the ground against Monroe High School, Parrish racked up a total of 175 yards while finding the end zone 4 different times. The young man spends most of his time as a starting QB, but you could also find him on the defensive side of the ball as well. The senior has big plans after high school when he signed with UGA as a corner for next season. But for now, he remains a Trojan, and his focus is winning the state title. Congratulations to Malcolm Parrish for being our player of the week. When we come back, we'll take a look at one of the new rules for GHSA football and this week's play of the week. All this and more next on the Blitz.
Welcome back to the Blitz. Over the last few years, technology has taken off in our society with new advancements. It has helped in school systems, hospitals, and even law enforcement. Now the GHSA has stepped in and approved of the usage of iPads and iPhones on the sidelines. Take a look at what the impacts might be.
iPads and iPhones have been a huge advantage in the classroom, but now GHSA has approved usage of the devices on the sidelines for high school football games.
Technology is going to help us out in the long run. It enables you to see some things that you may have missed. It enables you to go back during the game, during the time of the game, to see some plays that you probably need to make an adjustment. So it's going to help out a whole lot.
The rule goes into effect this year and will allow coaches to film plays from the sidelines, then show them to the players on the spot.
And use that on the sideline for your kids, I think it's a huge advantage. I think people will find personnel to do that for them. Of course, we're definitely looking for somebody to better do that.
One of the big issues is money and who exactly will be able to afford the devices.
There are some issues about the smaller schools not being able to afford it and some of the more upper class or high classification schools.
Some of the coaches aren't fans of the devices taking the sidelines, but also understand this new day and age.
I personally, I'm not very techy. You know, I'm not in the new age with all that computer stuff, so I personally don't like it. But you know, it's part of the game and it's here to stay, so you don't have much choice in it.
One thing is for certain: over time, every high school wants that competitive edge to win a state championship.
Everybody's going to find a way to get it. That's the thing about changing. They'll find a way to through fundraisers, donations, or whatever it is. I think everybody, they think it's going to create a competitive advantage. Then schools will find a way, I think, to make sure that they're up to speed on what's going on with technology.
After the tragic car wreck that killed 3 of its players, Brooks County is playing inspired football this season. A Week 1 win over Clinch County. Then last week they came to Albany and routed the Monroe Tornadoes 48-14. Tonight, another very tough test for Maurice Freeman's team. They traveled to Valdosta High, where the Wildcats were waiting. Early on, Valdosta, the stands are filled there to watch the Wildcats. Malcolm Parrish connects for a big gain into Valdosta territory. past midfield, and then but Parrish rolling right, looking for trying to find someone. He just kind of throws it up there, and it is picked off in the end zone by Valdosta. Big turnover for them. The fans were happy, and then Parrish out of shotgun loses it, tries to make a move, but it's hard to avoid that many tacklers. And then Parrish out of shotgun again. He gets and then intercepted by Valdosta, and it's going the other way. And he gets into the end zone with quite a spin move there, giving Valdosta a lead. And then Valdosta makes another play on looks like a big run there by the Valdosta running back. And they would actually roll in this game 50-20.
Staying in Lowndes County and moving just a few miles down the road, we take a look at the Vikings as they face off against Newton High School. And Martin Stadium is just packed out for the Vikings, tied 8-8, moving quickly to the third quarter here with the fumble actually recovered in Viking territory right here by Newton's Torius Avery. The score is still tied 8-8. Vikings players not looking happy on that. And then Newton quarterback Johnson intercepted by the Vikings. Brian Bell returned inside the Ram territory right here. And it was a beautiful interception play as it moved forward. Next play, quarterback Austin Dixon would get sacked right here in the third quarter. Not much for the Vikings offense. Couldn't really get much going as they moved forward. Still tied 8-8 in the third quarter, scoreless. And actually, next play, or the game would end with Newton upsetting Lowndes County High School 15-14 with your final. All right, we head over for the play of the week back to Brody Field tonight. Tiff County wide receiver number 2, Malklick Henry, receiver, would actually receive this ball on the 20-yard line, and it was just all him right here. This is just a beautiful play, 80-yard touchdown run for the return after the first score for them, and the Blue Devils, that would be their first score of the game, and put points up on the board for the Blue Devils. Great play tonight at Brody Field. Coming up next on the Blitz, we take a look at the sights and sounds of the game of our Darden State College correspondents, and we have some more highlights, so stay with us.
Welcome back to the Blitz. Our Darden College correspondents were out at Hugh Mills Stadium tonight for the Lee County Albany game. We'll let them show you what the scene was like under the Friday night lights.
Hey sports fans, this is JT Fellows. We're here at Hugh Mills Stadium watching the Lee County Trojans take on the Albany High Indians. Here are the sights and sounds from this game. And that's going to wrap things up here from Hugh Mills Stadium. I'm JT Fellows, your campus correspondent. Let's send it back to the guys in the studio.
All right, I have to admit, Pat, just right quick, that was great.
That was excellent. Our Darden guys are learning quickly.
Definitely. Well, we got some more football here. Coach Gamble and his Rebels face off tonight against Seminole County at home, and it was a battle. first quarter here over at Turner County High School for the Rebels. Like I said, John Campbell, first quarter. And actually for the long pass to Martez Edwards, would bring it in for the touchdown right there. It actually looks like it just got thrown in, and the PAT would be good. Second corner, Turner fights back with another Indians touchdown, but off the scuffle there in the play. And then quarterback Rob Calhoun would actually fumble, but his teammate would quickly recover it for the first down. And then staying in the second quarter, next play, Calhoun fumbles it. And once again, we're for the return for the game right here. Turner County running it back all the way down to the end zone, finding the end zone, extending the lead 28-0, and we're just in the second quarter. The Rebels continue to fight to get put more points on the board with that nice punt return. And your final for the night was Seminole 49-0 over John Campbell's Rebels tonight.
To cap off the night's highlights, we'll mix in a little GISA action. Southwest Georgia Academy traveled to Americus to play Tim Gooden's Southland Academy squad. At Harvey Simpson Stadium in Americus, the Southland fans really came out tonight. Alan Glesson is the quarterback trying to get something going, and he throws a pass there, and then the Southland quarterback hands it off to Dustin Shaddles, who gets stuffed. However, the Raiders defense would step up, a little handoff there to Will Warren in the backfield. That is for a loss. And then Quinn LaGuardia, the QB keeper, for the first down. Clock winding down before the half. And then Quinn back to pass throws to Teal Massey for another first down. Drive still alive. And then Quinn once again in the end zone, throwing to Warren, but that is incomplete, taking a shot downfield. And then the quarterback is back to pass again, makes a couple moves, almost gets out of it. The halftime score was 14-7, but at the end of the game, Southwest Georgia Academy wins 15-14. The fans spoke tonight and picked the Fitzgerald-Irwin County game as the game of the week. Head to the Blitz page at mysouthwestga.com to vote on next week's matchups. We have the Blue Devils of Tift County head to Sylvester to take on Worth County. Westover will try their luck with Stephen Collier and the Lee County Trojans. Superstar Adam Choice and Thomas County Central's great ground attack goes on the road at Cairo. And Fitzgerald's back home at JC Stadium next week. They'll host Monroe. Now the most fun portion of the broadcast is our fan of the week, and he came from Valdosta this evening. This particular Mohawk fan spent the night cheering and pumping up the crowd as Valdosta rolls past Brooks County. Congrats to the Valdosta team and this Valdosta fan for being our fan of the week. And that will do it for us this week. We've got some good matchups next week too, right?
Yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to the Worth County, Tift County game with Jason Tone leading the way for the Rams. So I'm excited about that matchup.
Couple good fiery coaches, some teams off to good starts.
Absolutely.
So that'll be a fun one. We've got a few fun ones. So we will see you back here next Friday for the next episode of The Blitz.